Hey you guys, Lena K here, and in this video I'm going to go through the 10 books I highly recommend you read. Now this video is in response to many people asking me what my favorite books are or what my 10 recommended books are. Now the thing you need to know about me is, depending on when you ask me, my list is going to be different, you know, based on whatever state of consciousness I'm in, because there's so many great books out there. Also because I'm in America now and most of my books are actually in the UK, so I was sitting there trying to remember which books on my bookshelf and in the boxes and boxes of storage, you know, do I really love and that I can put into this list of 10. And so some of these absolutely I recommend everybody read. Some of them, depending on what mood, you know, I'm in, they might change. And so let's get diving in, shall we? The first book that I recommend is actually one of my husband's favorites as well as one of my favorites. It is called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Now, many people have heard of Napoleon Hill. Usually it's through the book called Think and Grow Rich. Now that book, I've listened to the audio, but by the time I came across the book, I was already practicing law of attraction. I was already practicing, you know, the teachings of Abraham, and I'd already transformed my life quite a lot. So I found it a good reinforcement, but it wasn't like a wow book for me because I was already practicing the principles in it. I understood what he was talking about. Now with Outwitting the Devil, this is a book that he didn't even release while he was alive. His wife didn't want him to release it because she felt that it's just too controversial for the time. So it wasn't until after he died, after his wife died, and I believe it was like 70 years after it was written, that this book was released. And oh, what a gem it is. It's really good. The title might make you think it's, you know, kind of religious. It's not. I just say, you know, approach it with an open mind and be willing to, you know, challenge some of the programmed beliefs that you may have. It's just an excellent read, and this is one of my favorites. The next book is Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Anything by Esther and Jerry Hicks I highly recommend, because they're just so consciously aware. So whether it's audiobooks, whether it's any of the other books, the reason why I specifically went with this book, Ask and It Is Given, is because of the exercises they have at the back. They have lots of different processes and exercises, and it is one of the books that I've actually brought with me, you know, from London. It just has to stay there. I just like knowing there's an Esther and Jerry Hicks book right here with my small selection of books that I have now here in the US. The next one is 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. Now, again, anything by Deepak I think is pretty good. This one is so good because it's so simple and yet so powerful. It's also a very quick read, and it's a great book to give to someone who's very early on in their journey, or anyone who's actually open-minded to this kind of work. It's a great little book to give them. The next book is by Ursula James and it's called The Source. Now this book, again, you know, is quite controversial, not in terms of the content as much as the author and the channeling. You know, a lot of the books, no, not a lot, a few of the books in this list, they are written by people who say they, you know, channel the information. And does it really matter? Does it really matter what, you know, who the messenger is, if the message is on point, if the message is very powerful and has the potential to change lives and help people to improve their lives for the better? And so The Source was absolutely a great book, and it stayed with me, the teachings of it, and I learned a lot about the moon cycles from this book. And so for those of you interested in that, this is definitely one that I recommend. A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Now, again, he's really famous for the book, The Power of Now. By the time people told me about that book, again, I was already practicing that philosophy, that mindset, that being in the present moment. I was practicing that from, you know, the teachings of Abraham. And so the book that I purchase and that I love to give to people is A New Earth. phenomenal book, really great in terms of, you know, awareness, you know, raising your consciousness, your vibration. And this book, some of the things in it about addiction, it helped me in my journey to overcome addiction. One of the exercises in it I used, and so really powerful. The next one is a book that I bought in audio format, which is called the Book of Afformations by Noah St. John. And so he has loads of stuff on affirmations because he's the one who created them. Again, it's so simple yet so powerful, as a lot of great things are. You know, they're very simple. And so this book, I still use affirmations to this day, and I find them very effective. And so yeah, whether it's an audio book, and I think you can get most of these in audio format anyway. Some of them are even free on YouTube, so you know, check them out. Or if you prefer to read, then definitely just go on Amazon or to your local bookstore. This book that I'm going to mention now is absolutely one of my all-time favorites. It's called Bring Out the Magic of Your Mind, or Bring Out the Magic in Your Mind, by Alchemist, who was a 20th century magician and mentalist, illusionist. And so his insights into, you know, creating your reality, law of attraction, self-care, nutrition, his insights are just so powerful. And I absolutely love this book. You know, for him to write this from the standpoint of one of the greatest magicians of that time, and for the book to still, you know, stand the test of time and it's still relevant to this day, it's just, I really do highly recommend it. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, if that's how you pronounce his name, is another book I highly recommend. Especially, like, it's a great book because it's like a fiction book, but it's also personal development. A lot of lessons and insights in that book that we can apply into our everyday lives. And so, you know, I've read several of his books, but this one is definitely one that I highly recommend. Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch. This is a book, I guess, just because I'm feeling very much aligned today. I am feeling very vertically aligned as well as horizontally aligned, if you know what I mean. And so this book, when I was asking myself what should go in here into this list, this is one of those books. Again, approach it with an open mind. Does it really matter who the messenger is if the message is on point and you resonate with it? I mean, the truth is the truth. And so I do recommend this book. Again, it comes in many parts. I've only read part 1 and the message is pretty on point. The next book is really great, and I read this earlier this year. It's called The Spontaneous Power of Beliefs by Gregg Braden. Now, Gregg Braden, I have been following his work for many years. And so when I was reading this book, a lot of the things in it I already knew, but it was really good to kind of, because I'm an auditory learner, so I learn a lot by listening. So this was great just to read his teachings, but also the exercises in it are really powerful in terms of overcoming limiting beliefs. So these are my 10 highly recommended books by me. There are so many books that I could have gone through, but I didn't want this video to be like an hour long, right? And so I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what your favorite books are. Put it in the comments below. I do read them, and it does mean a lot to me when you guys comment below and, you know, share your experiences with me and tell me what you think of the video. So don't forget to click like, drop a comment, and if you haven't subscribed already, why not? It's free, right? So just press the subscribe button and make sure you press the little bell icon as well so that you get notified when I upload a video. Until the next time, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Lots of love and light and magic to you all.